you ever wondered what kind of films break through the noise, cut through the algorithm, and stay with us forever? The main After the Box Office episodes look at the future of cinema through whatever has just hit cinemas this month. This strand is about the films that stay with us long enough to change us. Because cinema's future isn't just about the industry, the trends, the markets, the tech. It's also shaped by the films that can land deeper, linger longer, and refuse to let go. Chances are, those are the films already pointing to where cinema goes next.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger, more beautiful, more perfect.
Which brings me to The Substance, the film that got so under my skin, I marked it on my body. A film that didn't just reflect the moment, but collided with it, and with me, uncomfortably. On paper, The Substance is body horror. It's extreme, it's grotesque, it's a lot. But that's not why it stayed with me. At its core, it's a film about self-improvement tipping into self-erasure, about the belief that who you are right now is never quite enough, and somehow can never be. That idea hit me so hard it hurt. Because I've lived that split. For years, I've put on masks, created versions of myself that felt safer, more acceptable, more successful.
I don't exist. So they're all characters that I've played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character, right, because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
And slowly, you start believing the version is better than the person underneath it. The Substance turns that feeling into horror iconography. It literalizes it fictionally, brutally. You don't just feel the split, you see it. Bodies divide, identities fracture, one self cannibalizes the other. That I, the pupil splitting, morphing into someone else, something else, that's not just a cool image. That's what it feels like to look at yourself and think, you're not the best version of you. What's striking is how many people reacted to the film in exactly that way. A lot of audience responses didn't focus on the plot or the shock. A lot of the audience weren't horror goers at all. They focused on feeling exposed, called out, even attacked by it. Not politically, not culturally, but personally. Critics picked up on the same thing, that beneath the excess and the body horror, the film was devastatingly intimate. A story about self-loathing, comparison, aging, and the violence we quietly direct inward. In other words, the film didn't just reflect society in some art imitates life kind of way. It confronted us as individuals in a way that only the best films do. And this is where the film taps into the zeitgeist. We're living in an era obsessed with optimization, better versions, personal brands, filters, metrics. Self-improvement has become an industry, and The Substance asks the uncomfortable question. At what point does improving yourself mean erasing yourself? That's why critics and audiences didn't just admire this film. They felt called out by it. People described it as brutal, confrontational, even painful, because it doesn't just let you hide behind irony. It uses genre, horror, excess, disgust, to force a confrontation with your own psyche, one that you might otherwise avoid. Without horror, I don't think I would willingly confront those thoughts at all, and I thank The Substance for that. And this is one of the things about films that last. They don't just reflect the moment, they collide with you at the exact right moment. They speak the language of the culture and your private demons all at the same time. That's one reason why a film endures, why it cuts through content culture, and why it survives the scroll. It isn't just watched, it's lived with. So I didn't get this tattoo because I loved the substance. I got it because it wouldn't let me go. And every mini episode will ask the same question. Which films stay with us long enough to change us? And what does that signal about where cinema goes next? Because if the substance tells us anything about the future of cinema, it's this. Audiences don't just want comfort or content, not all the time. They want to be challenged too, even when it's deeply uncomfortable, even when the experience crawls under the skin. Remember, you are one.